when I posted that video, I was imagining other caregivers who are feeling the same way and what they are going through. So it was more of a cry, like, don't forget us. When it went everywhere, I actually wanted to delete it because I was so scared. I did not expect that response. Yes. I did not. His family was also very against this because
you're not supposed to be living together with mom.
Yes. But what to do?
What to do?
So we thought love would win.
Love lost.
And love lost. I truly do know he tried. But this is not easy for even me. Yeah. So I can only imagine how it was for them.
Are there moments where you've looked and been like, can I just pack and disappear?
Yes. 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 Sometimes you get so emotional and so tired that I have thought of that. But then what? The image of my mom kwa barabara akiokota makaratasi. Your mother. Just, I can't.
Where is mom's extended family? Where are your aunts, your uncles? Does she have siblings? Where is the family?
They are around. And they saw her in the streets for years. But everyone is like, I don't want to take on that responsibility. It's too much commitment. As you can see, it grinded my life to a halt. So nobody wanted that.
Is education, a home, your daughter's education, all those things, is that something you want?
I am very scared of saying yes. Because I have nightmares of it all going away tomorrow. I wake up, it was all a dream, it's all gone. Yeah. But yes, that is what I want.
Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of LNS Rebuilding Series. My name is Lynn Gugi and I know you guys, you are wondering, Lynn, kwani leo tunashutia wapi LNS? Yes, we are doing it here in Nakuru with such an incredible person. You guys are maybe familiar with her face. You've seen her on TikTok. She has inspired so many people, but also she has challenged a lot of us because what she's doing and the people she's taking care of, it's not easy. And sometimes we don't talk much about the burden, and I'm gonna call it that because it's a lot, the burden of the caregivers. And so when her story, you know, because it went viral at some point, even on TikTok, people were watching and they were relating. And of course, I saw all your tags and I said I was going to be here. Yeah, I meant it. But I've also decided that sometimes when people come on the rebuilding series, they are sharing their victorious journeys, but we gotta also start helping people rebuild, right? So I said, why not come all the way to Nakuru so that we can be able to have this conversation with her, hear what she's going through, and see we as LNN community and also other people who have already taken initiative, how can we come together to make sure that we elevate her emotionally, financially, so that we can be able to take some burden off her and let her concentrate also on herself. So we're about to listen to her story, and I want to say thank you, of course, to Team Maridadi for always driving us around and making sure we get to our shoots on time. Asanteni. And you all know what Maridadi is about right now, so go get yourself a car, go make sure unaweza enda driving school, wako wapo, invest in their circle, and also just ask them, Maridadi, what do you guys have for me? You know, just walk to their offices and ask them or call them. The contact details are on the screen. And also to thank my incredible incredible team for always coming through. I appreciate you. You guys, you get to see me in front of the camera, but it takes a whole community at LNN to be able to put these projects together. So let's listen in and know how are we going to help our guest rebuild her life, because I know we can. And now, without further ado, please allow me to let her introduce herself. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
How
Hi.
are you?
I'm okay. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Yes.
I am.
Please
Okay.
introduce yourself.
My name is Viola waweru. I am 36 years old as of March 11.
Yeah.
I live here.
You're an 88 baby.
Yes, I am an 88 baby.
Okay.
So born and raised here in Nakuru,
Yes.
and happy to be here. I'm so grateful, and just
I'm happy to be here with you. You know, we've spent a lot of time off camera. You got to, you introduced us to your mom. We met your brother. I know you have an amazing daughter. So thank you even for allowing us to come and do this in your home. But who is this?
Oh, this is not yet named, but my daughter's birthday was in January, but we didn't get to celebrate it. So someone said, I'm sending you something for your daughter specifically. What does she want? And she chose her.
Yeah.
And today she told me, I won't be there when your guests arrive, but my baby will be there. So there she is.
Here she is.
Yes, an Afro baby, more African than our usual Barbie dolls.
Yeah, the
maybe.
Afro, the mean,
Yes, so this is her pride and joy right now. Yes.
Yeah, but how is your daughter though? How old is she?
She's 9. Hey. She's 9 years old. She turned 9 in January. Very bubbly, very happy child. I am very grateful for her.
Yeah.
Her shosho's heart. Yes.
Her shosho's heart.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
Beautiful. And even before we get into the conversation, because I know I'm not even the first one to maybe just air your case. A lot of people have seen your story and they really came through, and we will talk about them extensively, right? But when you see people coming through and when you put out that clip, online on TikTok, number one, did you expect that amount of support? And when you saw people coming in with encouraging words, how did that make you feel?
Okay. I've been taking care of this for a long time, but since 2022 I've been feeling the weight getting more and more on me. So when I posted that video, it was just, I was feeling so alone. I was feeling very scared. The future is unknown. So I was imagining other caregivers who are feeling the same way and what they are going through. So it was more of a cry, like, don't forget us. Don't somebody see and don't forget us as we are going through what we are going through. We are trying our best to carry it and keep putting one foot in front of the other. So it was more of just talking. We put the beautiful images on TikTok, the videos, the trends and all that.
The happy souls.
But then I've seen another side of TikTok where it's become a safe place to talk about something in your heart that you might not necessarily put it in perfect Instagram or things like that. So TikTok has become a place where you go deep. So in that moment, I just said, maybe there's a caregiver or two out there who'll understand what I'm going through, and maybe we can just carry each other along. So when it went everywhere, I actually wanted to delete it because I was so scared. I did not expect that response. I did not. I would be lying if I sit here and say that is the response I expected. It was above and I had never even dreamt of anything like that happening at all. It was just saying, I am carrying a big load. It's a lot. I don't know what to do. Somebody please just advise me or something like that. I did not expect that.
Yeah. And I'm happy that, do you now believe you're not alone?
I am not. I'm not alone at all. And there's so many amazing people, and from here and from abroad. There's a lady who calls me just just to say hi. Just like that. Hi, is your day good? Good. Sawa. That's it. I don't know her. I've never met her. She's somewhere in the UK. Ivo. Just that. Yes.
Just that.
Yeah.
And you know, earlier on, when we were just having a conversation, I realized you struggle in defining who you are. You know, someone will ask you who you are, and you'll say, "I'm Fiona. I'm 36." Of course, which is amazing. I take care of my mom. I take care of my brother. This and this. But deep down, who do you really think you are?
I think maybe I'm a person who had to put Viola aside so that I can fully embrace what I have, because it's hard when you have a situation like this to keep thinking of yourself, because you'll start feeling resentful and have one foot out the door. So when it comes to defining Viola, I need to maybe relearn, to be honest.
Oh,
yeah,
you need to relearn who
because when you're taking care of them, and this is my everyday life, if I keep dreaming and thinking, oh, I wanted this is what Viola had loved and all that, you start to feel a certain something at the back of your head that is not good.
Like you shouldn't even be thinking about the things you love, you know?
Exactly.
Oh.
So you're like,
I gotta put myself aside.
I have to put myself aside.
What do you love?
Music. Plants. And then I love, when I was in high school, I was chair of the debate club.
Oh, look at
I
you.
love things to do, even before I dropped out of campus. That was my whole agenda, just global policies, things to do with helping and changing the world, like that. I always said, one day I'll work for the UN. So, yes. So there's a creator I follow. I even stitched her on one of my videos.
Yeah.
She's literally living my life. She's a UN advocate, something to do with the US UN development goals, something like that.
Yeah.
So she's 25, living the life. So literally living what I wanted to do.
You're gonna live that life, even if it's in a different way. But I know you're going to do that. You know, plants. Why plants?
Plants are. In the morning, I wake up at 6 or 6 apple. I just uki water. When I'm watering out there, they just have a way of, like I see a flower, it may open up, or a new shoot come up, or a leaf or something. It's hope. For me, plants have always been hope.
Oh, wow.
A symbol of hope. Even when it rains, sometimes we run pale nje, you're barefoot, and just embrace the hope of life. Otherwise, without hope, I don't think I would have coped for the last, I don't know how many years.
And you've planted, because there are so many plants outside, guys, you know. You've planted all those by yourself.
And by pots, and then by the plants and plant. Some you transplant and like that, and then I advertise them on Facebook. If somebody wants for the balcony, for indoor, for outdoor,
you do that.
You get a bit more money at home. Music, local, international, mixture, hip hop, rap, blues when you want to cry, gospel when you want to praise.
Break my
exactly. No one has broken your heart, but you feel it.
You feel like you
feel someone has broken your heart in that moment. So yeah, both local and international music.
Local
it helps express what you are feeling.
Okay. Local, who do you vibe to? Mostly.
There's, of course, everybody. Nyashinsky is just, he's done amazing.
Ever.
And then there's Sauti Sol. I really love Sauti Sol as a group. Of course, now they're each doing their thing, but as a group, they've done amazing. Yeah, they've done amazing.
We've grown up with them, you know.
Since Lazizi.
Like, it's been crazy. Lazizi. Like, oh God, I love them, and I know they'll do great also as individuals.
Kapisa.
Any particular song?
There's that one they did with the Upper Hill.
The one we were singing earlier. Ananipenda.
Bwana ni mwokozi wangu.
Yes.
Tena kiongozi wangu. Ananipenda. Leo kuliko jana. There's just something about that song. Just
how does it resonate? Like, why do you love it?
I live by hope. if I don't live by hope, I can't survive. It's a lot. So I'm a very positive affirmation, manifestation, hopeful person. I try not to let the negativity enter me, because if it does, then that's
it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have hope, you know. But I know we've spent the better part of the conversation catching up, and there's someone who is tuning in for the very first time and they are wondering what exactly has she been through, right? So from an area you are comfortable with, could you walk us through your journey, maybe so that we can be able to understand, you know, who is Viola and how did we exactly get here?
Okay. I was born in 88. At that time, my mom was in campus and she was sick. She has schizophrenia. So when I was born, I went to stay with my grandmother. Then I think she got better. I'm trying just to, from what I know, from what I've been told. And then she met someone in 1991. And then he married her, and then I was brought, now became a stepdaughter to him. And then in 1992, when our second born was born, my mom relapsed again. And I was left with staying with my stepdad. My brother also stayed with us, our second born. So it's always been in and out of hospital for her for years. Then in 1996, my third born bro, now Joseph, the one people know, was born. At that time, mom's condition has gotten too bad. She was living in the streets, walking, and it was just
like streets.
Yes, mom has lived in the streets for years. Ile you see somebody anatembea with a gunia and makaratasi and all that, she has lived in the streets. So thankfully, and I'll just give him his flowers. My stepdad took care of me and our second born up to around when I finished high school. By then our relationship had gotten a bit strained, but he did his best at that time. So we were with him at home here in Nakuru. And then my small bro, he refused him. He said that's not his child. No, it's
now
just
Joe.
Yes, Joseph. So he started staying with relatives, aunts, uncles here and there because mom is sick. At one point, she got him back, settled, got her medication and all that, and was going to work. And then she relapsed again. I hear she was fighting, she was beating him in town, and he was taken away to the children department here in Nakuru, and mom was taken to Ward 8 in Nakuru. So that was the last time they were together. I was really small, but that was the last time mom and my brother were together. So he's always just been in children's homes, in some special schools, on and off, in living with relatives, like that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So let me go back to mom, right? So at this point, you guys have realized mom is not okay. She's living in the street. She's what people like to label people as mwenda wazimu, the one people see and they run away from. How was that journey like for you now as you're looking at this is my mom?
One day I remember I was in class 4. I was in Girl Guides. So we used to do after lunchtime. I was in St. Joseph's Primary School here in Nakuru. So after lunchtime, 1:30 to 2, we would do Girl Guide preparations and things like that. So she came to school. And when she's manic, she's wild, talking very vulgar and loud, and so she just say, mtoto wangu, my girl guide, nimekuja kukusalimia hivyo. I remember that incident very well. She was so loud, she was so vulgar that the principal had to come and escort her out of the gate. And I remember that is the first time that school started locking the gate after students have come in. Gate inafungwa, nobody else apart from when the guard asks you to come in. Otherwise, before, a gate was always open. But that's when it started kufungwa at the gate. So that was always her reality. She would come where we're staying, but she's not stable. There's no one to make sure she's taking her medication. There's no one to make sure she's getting her monthly injection. So she's wild. Anazurura, anakuja. If we have some food, we give her. Anatoka, anaenda. That was my childhood.
So you grew up without her around.
Yes.
She was around, but
she was around, but
not
she was not
around.
Yeah.
How did you handle that? You know, the emotions, kids, you know, the stereotyping. How did you handle that as a kid?
One thing I know, like for our second born, it really affected him. He was really mocked because mama yako ni wenda wazimu. For me, I know they used to talk, but a bit of supportive friends around who understood my situation. But growing up with mom kwa barabara, let me take you back.
Please.
When my brother was born, Joseph, he was a baby. Mom had a rental house around our place. So when I went and found she had a baby, nilimleta home kwetu. Show my dad, hey, mama mpata mtoto. He's the one who told me, take him back.
He's not mine.
Ni mtoto mgani, mpeleke mrudishe kwa mama yako. So I did. So with time, I started noticing something is up with Joseph. And I'm noticing something is up with my mom. So at that young age, at the back of my mind, I said, one day, I'll make sure they are okay. But I am like 8 or 7, but you don't know what you are doing.
Yeah.
But I knew at the back of my mind, one day they will be my responsibility. Yeah.
The two of them. All right.
Yeah.
So now you are doing school. Walk me through your journey. You yourself, how are you navigating life? And how is mom and Joseph coping? How are they coping?
I didn't know, to be honest, with Joseph, we separated for a long time. All I knew was he was in some orphanages, he was in some homes, he was with relatives, he was going in and out of school. That is what I knew. But for me, being with my stepdad sheltered me a lot, because as much as he wasn't the most warm person on earth, we never lacked food, we had shelter, and I went to school. Only that you would bump into your mom kwa barabara akizurura, akiokota makaratasi nini hivyo. You'd hear her bang on the gate, anataka food, things like that. So that was basically my childhood throughout until I went to boarding school in Form 1. Yeah.
And did she ever come to visit you in
Now,
school?
when I was in class 7, 8,
Yeah.
she got better again. And this time she calmed down. Again, she used to rent nyumba karibu tu na home kwetu. So she rented a house near our place. I left her. When I went to Form 1, she was okay. So I remember Form 1 mid-term, because my dad is the one who took me to school. Form 1 mid-term, he called shule Arutani Girls in Solai, asking, unataka kuvisitiwa? Kasema sawa. So I don't know how they communicated, because they barely ever talked, but my mom came to visit me Form 1 first term, and she was okay. Completely okay. Then I came home for Form 1 holidays, for the first term, holidays in April, and then went back to school. Then Form 1 second term, I started, by then I know the signs. I started to notice she's relapsing. She gets very dark. She starts
Like
dark. You see how light she is, kiasi. Gets very dark, and then she starts, then the slightest thing takes her off. And during that visiting, I noticed it. Then I came home, August holiday, and I met with her kwa matatu. And she was like, my daughter, umekuja kutoka shule? Aya, sawa. Enda nyumbani. Then she just talks a lot of, with schizophrenia, it's a lot of gibberish. You see the voices, there are so many voices in their heads. She's talking. And that is the last time I ever saw mom calm, until when I took her. Yes.
Okay.
So one third term, nobody visited, because she completely relapsed. Yeah.
So throughout high school, it's just you working
just
hard.
Me working hard, a lot of kufukuzwa school fees, which is a whole other story. And my dad would come once, either this akuje visiting, akose hiyo ingine. It was a real struggle, but thankfully I had friends who understood my situation. So wakivisitiwa, tunavisitiwa sisi pamoja.
Yeah.
Like that.
So, and then you finished high school.
Yeah, finished high
I've heard that you mentioned something until you stopped campus, right?
Yes.
Could you talk to me through that stage? And also, where does your daughter come in?
Okay. I finished high school in 2005. I remember even towards the end, I had to do the exam, then go back kuchukua results with fee balance ilikuwa imebaki. She's okay. So I remember talking with my stepdad. Nikamwambia, by then, there used to be these adverts kwa gazeti, because I got a B-. Kwa adverts za, thank you. Maseno University was offering courses na IT. They used to advertise sana kwa Daily Nation.
Yes.
Kama ni business, BCom with IT. Kama ni nini with IT. Nini with IT. So that IT part, I was like, this is interesting. So I told him, this is something that I would be interested in doing. Akaniambia, no, that is too far away. Find something locally. So me in my heart, I'm hopeful. Akiniambia hivyo ndaenda campus because I have gotten a good grade. He is the one who gave me the money to apply to Kabarak University here in Nakuru. And I got accepted. But once I got accepted, he said, sasa penye nimefika, it is the turn of your mother's family to take care of you. So I went to Kabarak, studied hiyo term ya kwanza without anyone knowing sijalipa fee.
Wait, what?
Until wakati wa exams.
Yeah.
Yes, that's when I dropped out.
Then they got
because as an exam, you need the exam card to enter the exam hall. Yes.
How many you had done one semester?
One semester.
Oh, and you were doing IT?
I was doing BBAT. We called it Bachelor of Business something, BBIT. Yes, in Kabarak.
So you dropped out?
Yeah, I dropped out.
And that was it?
That when I dropped out of Kabarak. Now, I tried talking to my stepdad. Akaniambia, oh, mimi sina pesa saizi nini. Try, basi utafute scholarships, kitu kama hiyo. That was 2006. 2007, the elections, the post-election violence came and all that. I got volunteer work for Red Cross here in Nakuru and did it the whole of 2007. Just we used to get to small money wanatulipa, like it was 300 evo. So you work throughout the week and then wanatupea hiyo the stipend that they used to give out just for volunteers. So once that was done, I had to think of what next. Nikae Nakuru, I am not going to school, what do I do? So again, Daily Nation, there was a hostel called Deluxe Hostel in Ngara, Nairobi. Ngara next to Equity Bank, your area. So they were saying you get hostel for 6,500 a month, and then unapewa 2 meals a day and 3 meals during the weekend. Mimi nimekaa tu napiga tu hesabu zangu here in Nakuru, and I'm like, you know what, I need to go to school. And the best place for me to find sponsors and scholarships and all that is Nairobi. One time in 2008, January, I packed my bags, moved to Nairobi, and I left my stepdad a letter. I know it was the wrong move, but I needed a way out because I was stuck and there was nothing that I was doing. So I went to this hostel. We had a room where 8 girls would stay with 4 bunk beds. Yeah. So up.
Yes.
So iyo tunalipa 4,500 a month because ni wengi.
Yeah.
You get 2 meals during the weekday
weekend.
and 3 on the weekend. I had a friend of mine, mwenye tulikuwa tumeongea naye nikiwa Red Cross. He connected me to a cyber job, Mfangano Street. So unaona Ngara sini hapo tu nyuma tunarukia ile river, unaruka, unapita hivyo juu, nafika Mfangano Street. So that used to be my daily routine. Nikisikia nimechoka unapanda number 6, na kuzungusha hivyo Ngara, inanieka hapo Equity Ngara. So that was my routine as I found ways to go back to school and to survive and all that. But you see, wakiketa for shelter na food, I was being paid 9,000 a month. Na ni check, lazima uweke kwa bank. It was a whole process. That man was, Mungu ambariki, like he was rude, but it's okay anyway. It's a whole, so with that, at least nimelipa short shelter na niko na food. So ingine, just kidogo kidogo to navigate here and there, and then job unapata tu vitu tu pesa kidogo kidogo hapa. So, I remember it was the end of 2008. I got his somebody who had been a USIU alumni, their contact number. Mimi, I was willing to call and talk to everyone. I had a whole list of all these companies from Nation Media Group. You remember in Linus Guitar, he used to leave his phone number kwa gazeti pale chini. I had all those contacts. So one day I called this company and I met the most wonderful secretary. And she told me, unajua nini? I know I've heard your story. I'm going to pass it along. Then a week later, she calls me, tells me, I've talked to the CEO. can you be here on this and this day? He will have a meeting with you. So this was my plan. I've mapped out cinema. I applied to USIU and I was accepted. So I mapped it out. Like, if I get a sponsor for every term, I'm okay. And I was determined to get a sponsor for every term. And I got the sponsor for my first term, summer of 2009 at USIU. So he paid that first semester. After I went, I explained myself, who am I, what am I doing, where I'm asking for sponsorship and all that. So I went to him and he told me, I will sponsor you for the first term. You have a good plan. Here's a list of people, call them as well so that you panga your coming years. So that, because I won't promise you that I will sponsor your whole education. I was like, you know what, you've given me an in, thank you. And I went to my first semester of USIU, still living at the same hostel. I never moved out or anything. Tuko tunatumianga, you see these long buses za Githurai. Ikirudi towards USIU in the morning, si medrop watu town. Tukirudi ni 10 bob or 20 bob. They don't charge a lot. Na iko hapo, what's it called, this hotel on Thika Road? Safari Park. Yes. Na Safari Park, then we get the school van, unaingia shule. So my expenses hazikuwa mingi. And then I had an uncle of mine, mwenye nilikuwa explain my situation, is like, ukiwa na umekosa kidogo niambie, I'll be boosting you. And that is how I studied my first term of USIU, summer 2009.
What were you studying?
International Relations, because I wanted to work for the United Nations.
Okay.
That was my dream. I really wanted to work with the United Nations. So you see, in Kabarak, BBIT was what I could get then. Just a footing. But here I said, because I'm hustling for this, then I'm going to go for my dream. And that is exactly what I went for. I went and did international relations. I even got my transcript the other day. It was good. I really did good for that first semester. But then I never managed to get another sponsor. I spoke to MPs, I spoke to ministers, I spoke to so many different people. And then I went back to this man and he told me, I'm sorry. I told you I can only do one semester. So you have to find another way. And since I couldn't, I deferred in the fall of 2009 and I never looked back at school again. I just stopped trying. So when I dropped out, I started again kuuza mtumba. A lot of people know me on Facebook, kuuza mtumba. I would go to Gikomba. There are these shorts and tops. These two short to kushinda kwa nyumba and tops. I sold a lot of that. And I also sold a lot of dresses. Because now I have to survive. I'm no longer in school. What am I going to do? I also did a lot of poetry. We tried organizing events, poetry in Nairobi. Just trying to survive, because that's what am I going to do? So I did that for a while. Then
Sorry, before we go to the next stage, in USIU, when you are dropping out, did you try to talk to the school?
Yes.
Did you ask, do we have any sponsorship opportunities,
the saddest part is, I think 4 years after I dropped out, they got the MasterCard Foundation scholarship that covers everything. So even just when I had gone to get my transcript, they asked me, why didn't you apply for this? First, I didn't know. Second, by the time it's coming in, I'd been out of school for like 4 years. Good. And it covers everything, your tuition, your accommodation, they give you a stipend, everything. Everything I always wanted. But it was too late. I'm finding out about that 15 years later.
Is it, if that opportunity was to present itself, if MasterCard Foundation were to say, let us look at your case, is that a place you would want to go back to?
I went back to USIU last week because I needed my transcript. I was hoping, now when I'm here, I can only do either online classes or open and distance learning. That is the only way I can study right now. I can't be in campus.
Physically.
But they only offer in campus classes. So hence why I got my transcript and see if then I can go to a different school that has either online classes that I can do here at home because of the situation the way it is, or open and distance learning. Unfortunately for USIU, they don't have
that.
Offer
I
that.
know something good will come out of it, but now you get out of school, Mtumbas, living life, surviving Nairobi.
So still living the same hostel. Then something happened. My aunt, they live outside the country and they have a house here. They have a house in Nairobi. It got broken into. And it became a whole issue. So they were advised, don't be leaving this house empty. If you can find someone to be staying here, they just make sure somebody is around. So that's how I moved from the hostel to go and stay in that house in Embakasi. But I was still hustling. It's not like Kwameni sponsor or anything like that. No, ni mimi bado. Ni mimi, I still have to sell my clothes. I was selling artworks. Nini is like the one that is there.
This is you?
Yes, that's from a long time ago, I think 2011. Yes. So I was still trying to do those kind of jobs just to survive. Somebody told me, badala ya struggle so much in Kenya, why don't you find job Gulf countries? So my thought was, there was these agencies that offer jobs Gulf countries kwa hotels. So akaniambia, there's a training institute in Hurlingham, train as a housekeeper, then they will, for now, because I don't have the papers, then they will take that transcript from the school, because it's ni kama mtu anapeana hizo positions, but lazima utrain na yeye kwanza, then uende kwa hiyo job. So that's what I did. I took together the little cash I had. I remember borrowing from an uncle, from friends, Ivio. The cost was 30K for a month. Then you go do an internship. Then from there, you get posted for a job in Dubai, zikikuja. Like that lady really amesaidia a lot of people. She's called like you, by the way. So she's the one, through that institute, nikasoma your course. So while in school, yes, housekeeping, kushughulikia mahoteli, rooms, nini hivyo. I was desperate. I needed a way out. I need to make something out of myself. So when I finished the course, actually towards the end of the course, I started writing to hotels and companies, different places, looking for internship. Because you need to do the internship, get the letter, then take your certificate and the letter to her so that she can post you when the opportunities come. So it's the different hotels in Dubai.
Yes.
So I nikapata a position ya kuwork housekeeping at what is it called, Karen Country Club in Karen. Kumbuke then nilikuwa naishi Embakasi kwa aunti yangu na ninatoka mpaka Hurlingham every day, but you just move to, you have to do. So thankfully I found a wonderful lady at Karen Country Club called Maggie. She held my hand, akanifunza using the machines, ironing, that is basically the work. Housekeeping. So using the different washing machines, how to iron things properly, how to take care of the rooms, kama ni the curtains, you have to, the precision of it's that even the housekeeping inakuanga. So I knew from this internship I would get a good letter. And then from there, that was around almost starting of 2012. Then from there, I would go back and tell, hey, this is what I've done. This is my certificate. Can I get a position? And I have a good recommendation. She was really amazing. I really thank her because alinifunza hizo nitty-gritties and she understood. I shared a bit of why I'm doing this.
Yes.
Now, while at Karen Country Club, I met now who became Baba my daughter. Yeah. At the same time, I got word from here in Nakuru, mom condition imekuwa worse, and she was beaten up na akapelekwa ward 8.
So that's now the public beating her up?
Yes, public beating her up. Cops saved her, akapelekwa ward 8 Nakuru. That was 2012. And she was there for about 6 months, admission, about ward 8 Nakuru. I think even the last time we went there with the doctors, they like, Sophia, we know her. But it's been so long, they hadn't seen her because I had taken her by then. So when I got that, I'm getting that news, I've met someone and I'm supposed to go work in Dubai. So being young, and naive. I
And
made
in love.
very rushed decisions, and in love, and a lot of trauma bonding. That's a whole other story. Mi nikamwambia, this is the reality of my life. I think I'm going to put a pause on Dubai. I need to go save my mom. Because if this goes on, I know she will die. And you remember at the back of my mind, I told you, I knew eventually, even going to Dubai was, I make money and come and take my mom.
Yes.
But now this has come up. I need to do something. I need to help her. So that's how I decided to move to Nakuru.
Yeah.
I took mom. I remember tukiangalia na daktari wake whom we've been going through. It was October of 2012. Yes, that's when I took her from Ward 8, Nakuru.
Now to the place you are staying with your mom.
Yes. So we went to Nairobi, and I know there's a lot of taboo issues here, but I was desperate. We went to Nairobi with her, then we decided Nairobi is too expensive. Even coming for medication and all that is too expensive. Let's move to Nakuru. And that is how the three of us ended up in Nakuru. 2014, I went to our rural home. By then, Joe alikuwa ametolewa the orphanage he had been in and went to stay with my aunt. Nikaenda nikamchukua pia yeye, came with him. Then 2015, I got pregnant with Naimani. So it was
Life started.
I have never breathed since then. Yes.
So now here you are. You are a new mom.
I am a new mom. I have a new spouse. I have new responsibilities. And we survived. And just kept pushing. I kept selling clothes. I used to buy nguo mtumba hapa Nakuru. Advertise on Kilimani Moms Marketplace and all those marketplaces. Nabebana na bagi yangu mpaka Nairobi. Deliver all the orders that I have, na narudi Nakuru. And I did that for years. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was motherhood, the early stages?
I don't know. It's a blank. I admit that. It's a huge blank. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I started bonding in her when she was 3. Yeah. It's a huge blank. I even told my best friend another day here. It is a huge blank her first 3 years. Yeah.
You were just existing, surviving. Wow.
Yeah.
So now you are living in a house. You've taken your brother. You've taken mom. You're in a marriage. How did that go?
Now, he is trained as a barista. So he managed to get something to do here in Nakuru. So we were all just
together.
But with a lot of, I know I broke traditions. So his family was also very against this. Because
you're not supposed to be living together with mom.
Yes. But what to do?
What to do?
So we thought love would win.
Love lost.
And love lost miserably. He, in 2018, got a chance to go work in Kuwait. We were good and we had plans, but the distance, we started fighting so much, and there was so much insecurity. Him thinking I'm doing something here, and it was just a lot.
You thinking
he's doing something there. Because we had sort of bonded and we were each other's pillar. Now that the distance was there was a gap. So there was nitty-gritties, or like you've broken so many taboos. You're not supposed to be staying with your mom. Umebebesha mtoto wangu mizigo mingi. One time I was even accused of bewitching him. And as much as we broke up, as much as it was horrible, she still called him my daughter. I don't want to plant
a bad
things in her head that I know are coming from my bitterness. Let her, when time comes for her to bond with him, judge him as a human being. Not me planting things because I was hurt. No. That's how. And then I normally am very careful with her mental health. Because I'm like, if I plant these seeds, I will have 3 people with mental health issues to handle. No. Let her grow up knowing we broke up. I am very honest with her. We broke up. We're not together anymore. But mom loves you. I truly do know he tried. But this is not easy for even me. So I can only imagine how it was for them.
him. Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
So it's okay.
So now he exits.
He exited in he went in 2018, came back in 2020, and that's when I noticed we were too far gone. So by 2020 COVID time, June, we just stopped talking. He went mute and has never communicated since then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's you, him out, you, mom, Joe,
Yes.
and your beautiful daughter.
Yes, yeah. I think I could go back kidogo. In 2019, I got a chance to train article writing.
Yes.
And it just, I remember the guy who trained me with article writing unalipo per word. So if it is, let's say 1,000 words and we are being paid 700 shillings, that is 0.7 per word.
Yes.
He would take 0.35 and I take 0.35.
What?
So 3,500 for that 350 for 1,000 words. But I am being trained, so I'm not complaining.
Yes.
You write like 10,000 words and then unapata 350, 300. That is at 0.35, 0.4. But si anani train. I was like, okay. So luckily in 2020 when my ex exited, I landed an employer who was paying a shilling a word.
Wow.
And remember, it was COVID time.
Yes.
That is what saved me. That is what saved me. Because now I was home full time writing. And by then Zuku hawako amefika, we were using Orange. You remember Orange network?
Yes.
You hotspot your laptop and your phone and you use that to write.
Yes.
Ikikwama network ipotee ni kuzunguka nyumba kitafuta network, but that is how I survived. Yes.
Wow. But walk me through now, waking up to mom, to your brother, to your daughter, to yourself. Huh? How is that journey like? Because in this context, you are the caregiver. So mom wakes up. So could you walk me through now mom's condition, right? I know we've mentioned it, but like what are the signs that this is now getting out of control? And then walk me through now your brother and now having to live with them and how that has been like for you.
Now, mom's condition will require her to take medication and go for her injection for the rest of her life. The stage where this might have been salvaged passed a long time ago. Remember, she's been suffering since the 1980s and she's now 62. So it's been a long time. So the stage where...
What causes that?
Schizophrenia.
Yeah, schizophrenia. What causes it?
For our family, I think it's genetic because we have Down syndrome as well. We have autism and then we have schizophrenia. Now, there's always a trigger. And the triggers happen during our teen to early young life, especially due to a lot of emotional distress. It triggers it. And then now it starts, the condition explodes and you now have to be on medication. What I know from what I've been told, it was heartbreak that triggered for her. Severe emotional distress that triggered to her whoever my father was. I hear he was a lecturer. Because me, I'm a stepchild to my other stepdad. Yeah. So I hear he's a lecturer, and when he found out she was pregnant, he bailed. Yeah. So that was her trigger. And she's never been able to recover from that ever since. So it's been heartbreak after heartbreak, and then with my stepdad also heartbreak. It has been like that for years. Yeah.
So sometimes wanna walk me through her daily life, you know?
No, So her daily life is, she wakes up very early. She likes doing just her things in the kitchen. She'll cook tea, she'll prepare breakfast for Shiro before she wakes up. That is when she's okay. That's why I'm very adamant on injection every month. Like tomorrow we are going to the clinic. Injection every month and her pills every night without fail. Otherwise, she will just start being anxious, talking to herself. You hear her talking to herself. And then the worse it becomes, the more audible they become. Now she's having real life conversations with unseen people in her head. Yes. But with the medication, it keeps the voices controlled. So she can do her things. She can clean, she showers, she cleans her clothes, she makes breakfast. We do Ivyo, just Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
She knows
with
what
medication she can function.
Okay.
But without it, now the problem is the follow-up of the medication. There was never that person who wanted to take on the commitment of making sure she gets to her injection every month and taking her pills every night for the other years before I came in into 2012.
There was no one.
No one.
And bro?
My brother has autism. Now he is low functioning because he can just say the few things. Nataka chakula, nataka maji, nataka kulala, nataka kuoga, like that. You said there's autism where you can be trained and be able to live on your own or work, or even if you don't live on your own or work, he can't. His development ended at some point, maybe at 6 years or 7 or 5 years. So he even sometimes you can see the way he acts like a baby. Akikasirika, analia, hasira, hivyo. That's his sort of emotional stage where he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So wow, so like for mom, there is that monthly medication and making sure she takes her pills
injection,
every night, you know,
yes.
without fail. For bro, what does he take?
He takes medication every night as well to control the rage. And he also has mild epilepsy that gets activated when he's mgonjwa. Especially akishikwa na homa or he has bacterial infection, he gets seizures. So he takes, it's called epinetum.
Yes.
He also takes for that every night. Yeah.
Without fail.
Without fail.
So you have to be able to monitor and make sure this is done.
Yes.
And you have to work.
Yes.
And you have to pay rent.
Yes.
And you gotta give them the basics.
Yes.
That's
why it's been building up for a long time.
Yeah. It's been building up. For bro, because I noticed, you know, with size, when he gets aggressive, is he physical with you?
That TV doesn't work. The table, you see, there's a huge crack on it. Yeah. There was even another TV that was bigger than that. He broke it as well. There was a clock up, or he hit it. You saw when he got angry here. Yes. So before you get to him and he's already hitting things, he can hit himself on the wall. He can bump things. He's a man. Physically, he's a man. So even his strength, like sometimes tukienda hosi, he has to get an injection. I normally tell them, akona nguvu, and they dismiss it. They feel the strength and have to call for reinforcement. He's very strong. He's a man. Only that his intelligence, his brain development ended at some point. But physically, he is very strong.
He's very masculine.
Very, very strong.
Yeah. Expenses.
Yes.
This medicine, this injection, how do you cater for that?
Now, probably I should go back.
Yes.
There's some money that mom gets every month, kidogo. So we use that to pay for a bit medication. She was a government employee.
Yes.
And then she didn't go.
Was?
Yes,
Tell
she
me
was.
About that.
Oh, when she finished, she went to Egerton College and got a distinction when it was Egerton College, and immediately got employed by the government. So she's not consistently worked, but I thank them because they never quite fired her. What she got was medical retirement. But because she got it so early, what she gets is just a bit to make sure she gets it every month. Just a little bit of money to keep her going. So that is what we channel into the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro.
So she never got to finish, the years, and then you get your whole deduction the way they do and all that. She never got. They actually wanted to fire her, but then they realized her condition because she hadn't gone to work for years. Then they realized her condition and gave her medical retirement. Yeah.
So there is a bit of that to cover for her.
Yes, medication.
Bro.
For it covers her and him. My brother.
Okay.
Yes. Now for me, article writing, selling mtumba clothes, selling my plants, that is how we merge and we move on. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walk me through your journey as a caregiver. How has that been like?
Blind. Because I have no training. I have no real support. I have no one to tell me this is how these things are handled. It's just been the blind leading the blind. So hoping I'm doing the right thing. Yes, that's my whole journey. And I've felt alone a lot, and not sure what the future presents. Just ni leo tumemaliza, we finish today, we sleep, then we do tomorrow. That's my life.
Yeah. What has kept you going? Because obviously it's a lot, you know. What has kept you going? And are there moments where you've looked and been like, can I just pack and disappear?
Yes. Sometimes you get so emotional and so tired that I have thought of that. Just go. But then what? The image of my mom kwa barabara akiokota makaratasi. Your mother. That just, I can't. So tutaishia tu hapa sisi wote, if that's the outcome. Yeah.
When you look at mom away from the makaratasi and what she goes through, what do you see?
I feel sad for her. She's smart. I see my daughter in her. Very smart people. But life has been so cruel to her. Like so cruel. What do you mean kichwa ngumu? Me, I just soldier on. But her life has been cruel. Completely cruel. You know, when I was young, I'm really sorry to my stepdad for this, but we had our own home. It was, you know, those home inajengwa na matope, but imefanywa plaster. It looked really nice even. So what used to happen was, when mom could get access to the house, atakuja clean ama afanye tu vitu hapa na pale, but when my stepdad walks in the living room, anatorokea mlango ya nyuma. I saw that for years. Yes. So what life is. So picture that. Picture you have come, you still love this person. You've come to help because we were children then. Then akiingia living room, unatorokea jikoni. Yeah.
And disappear.
Sad. Very sad, very helpless. I remember Mkuru was talking about feeling helpless. I stitched that feeling of helplessness. Yeah. Very sad. I don't know. It's hard to hear me, but I feel so sorry that was her life. That is her life. It's miserable completely. But she has no control over the disease.
Is she ever happy? Does she ever smile, laugh?
Yes. Yes. Kwanza wakiona my daughter. That is her heart. Completely. That is her heart. Yeah. She loves. Oh my God, wanapendana. If I make a mistake, says ndanganya my daughter, shushu ayuko. All hell will break loose. They are
together.
Yeah. But as me, it's just more of a mother-daughter caregiver kind of relationship. We've never had that bond. No.
Is it something you crave though?
At some point, yes. But nowadays, I kind of just go day by day. I stopped thinking about that a long time ago.
You go with the flow.
Yeah.
And bro, what do you see?
Joseph is my baby. He even calls me mama. Samia mama. That is what he says. Joseph is... You guys have seen him. He's just a baby. He's just a big baby. Yes, he does get angry at times. Yes. But apart from that, he loves singing. Like if he wakes up right now and that radio is off, taka radio. He loves music. He loves just being involved. That's why he thought we were going, and when he saw we are coming back kwa nyumba anaanza kulia. He loves being involved. He's a child in a man's body. That is him. Yeah. And he is my heart completely. Yeah. He is my heart. When he is sick, I am stressed completely. My best friend can tell you, I stress out. Because he's just my heart. I think I kind of just took him as my child. No, I have 2 children. Yes.
You have 2 children.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, and I know, there's a bit of, at least I've covered a couple of shows, on autism and all that. But I don't think there is much there when it comes to your mom's condition. How do you think the country perceives that? And do you think people should actually be made aware? Hata ukiona mtu akitembea kwa barabara anabeba makaratasi, that person is suffering from
Yes.
do you think as a country we've even made enough awareness around that?
At all. Right now is when I'm talking about schizophrenia, is when I'm seeing so many phone calls and messages. My mom, my grandmother, my aunt, my daughter, my father, they all, but wamefichwa nyumbani. Nobody wants to, like I had a lady tell me, Busia kwao nyumbani, her sister-in-law has the same symptoms kama za mom, but they believe ni uchawi, so anafungiwa mahali. So she was asking me advice what to do ndio ampeleke hospitali. So we went through it. First of all, who is going to accept that this is a mental health condition? Si uchawi, ni schizophrenia. Na before hata tuseme ni schizophrenia, go get a proper diagnosis from a licensed psychiatrist, preferably kwa government hospital. Most level 5 hospitals have the psychiatry ward. So take her there, get a proper diagnosis for them. Then from there, they may be admitted for some time, ndio aanzwe the injection and the pills that they take. But then after that, who will follow up to make sure she gets every month to the hospital for the injection and every night anameza dawa anafaa kumeza. When you think of those commitments, that is where people do this.
Okay.
Yes. They would rather believe ni uchawi, ni kitu inaweza ombewa iishe, than imagine taking on your responsibility. Yeah.
Where is mom's extended family? Where are your aunts, your uncles? Does she have siblings? Where is the family?
They are around. And they saw her in the streets for years.
Okay.
Yeah. But everyone is like, I don't want to take on that responsibility. It's too much commitment. As you can see, it grinded my life to a halt. So nobody wanted that. Yeah.
And
then they normally said, akona bwana. So she was legally married. Akona bwana. So, bwana amshughulikie.
Do you talk to them?
Yeah. Just hello, yeah.
Do they
There's that pain in me. They watched her. Today I'm just going to be blunt. I normally smile a lot and just sugarcoat. But they watched my mom in the streets for years. Years. Hata akitembea na Joseph for years. They just watched her. Yeah. They did. They watched her for years. And then now when I'm crying out is when I'm getting messages. Tukusaidia aje.
I know. And bro, are there institutions that maybe could take him? Have you tried maybe, just having him join an institution or a school? How is that journey been like?
When it comes to Joseph,
yeah,
sometimes he sits down and starts repeating some things that make me believe he was abused before I took him. A lot. So the thought of putting him back in a place like that scares me so much. So what I've been seeking is a place anezenda asubuhi, ashinde, arudi jioni. So I thought the special schools in Nakuru could do that, the government special schools, but came to find out they only take up to 15 years old.
Oh.
From
and he's
27. From there, you're on your own. That is a big gap for older special needs people.
Wow.
Nobody cares. Ukishamaliza basic, 15,
figure it out
on your own at home.
You're telling me there's no place right now he can go, be safe?
I have tried to find, but all I'm finding is private. Catholic or church or somebody ameanzisha yake private. Yeah.
But government ones?
I haven't found any.
It's a huge gap right there.
What happens to older special needs people? Wanafungiwa home. Somebody told me very rudely on TikTok, sasa hapa umefika, weka CCTV kwa nyumba, andika caregiver, enda kufanya kazi.
As easy as that. Wow.
Yeah. Very rudely, and I was like, okay.
Don't worry.
Maybe I'm touching a nerve here and I don't know. Because I was discussing about what happens to older special needs. Have you had? And those institutions that, like there's one here in Nakuru, unalipishwa 60K a month. My God.
To have him?
Yes, to have him there. Private. 60K a month.
Wow. Don't worry.
Utakula, utafanya nini, utalipa nyumba. Will my daughter get her education? What do I do? Yeah. So I thought the special school itamkata. Mpaka I found the board meeting that day. Walikata kabisa. He's too old. Peleka ya nyumbani.
Handle him.
Handle him at home. I felt so defeated. I remember that day I cried. Okay, may I cry a lot. It helps to relieve how I'm feeling. Yeah. So that realization of how nobody cares for the autistic, for the all these special needs children after 15.
That's a lot.
Somebody had the audacity to tell me, wakikuwa wakubwa wanaanza kupenda walimu, so ndio hatuwezi waeka shule. Yeah.
Wow.
I've had a lot in the last week. People are insensitive.
Don't worry. Yeah. They're always insensitive until it knocks on their door. You know?
Yeah.
They're always insensitive until it knocks on there. So we can
everyone
keep it.
Looks like haiwezi fanyika kwetu.
Yes.
Kwenye ndio kuna hiyo gene. Mom has to go to work. Dad has to go to work. What happens to this child at home? Nabaki peke yake.
Yeah.
And that's why you find, like in the rural homes, someone's telling me they have 3 or 4 girls. Wanaka kama my brother, they're all pregnant. Atajua nini namfanyikia? No. Wanakuja unamdanganya tu hivi kidogo, pregnancy.
Yes.
Another unwanted child. They have been taken advantage of. It's a taboo. So much. Special needs older people are so neglected. They're not even considered. Very neglected. Apart sasa from me that I can keep my brother safe here. Imagine how many households that have special needs people in Kenya. Tuache hata Africa. Because I've gotten messages from as far as Namibia and Zimbabwe about mental health. Tuache Africa. Kenya alone.
Kenya alone.
In that school that I had gone to, I saw almost 100+ children. Meaning at 15, they all go home.
To what?
To what? That's one special school. How many are there in Kenya? How many have not even stepped into that special school? You start thinking of that, starts bugging my head, but sasa, I have to save me first and my people, and then hopefully me talking, somebody will listen. Yeah.
It's a lot.
It is.
But that's...
Nobody wants to talk about mental health.
On that, let's talk about yours.
Mine. It's dark. Yeah. Liko hivi. I don't dare look this way. I don't dare look this way. Because if I look this way, I will collapse. So hivi. Waamke, waoge, wakule, wakunywe, twende Hosi. I meet our basics and we move on. Me starting to think, I should have. Now saizi ndo najipea hiyo karuhusa kidogo, like that TikToker that I follow. But even when I follow her and I watch her videos, I break down. Because that will never be me. That is not my life.
That will be you. Hey. That will be you. Okay?
I am 36.
You're very young.
She's 25.
That's her. This is you. That will be you. Hey.
I don't like that.
No, we want a hope like that. No. Wamoyo, we want a hope like that, okay? All right? What makes you think that can't be you?
Because I have a lot going on. What will happen to them if I start thinking like that? I don't want to resent them. I don't want to abandon them. So,
No, that will be you. And that's why I said, either ways, we are going to take a bit of burden from your shoulders. I know we can do that, right? Because look at it this way. Well, okay, fine, let's break it down. What would you need to get there?
I need to go back to school. I need a course. I need something.
What
I would
course?
really love to finish my
International
degree.
relations,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
At least we know
And
that.
then I was hoping, now, you know, the beauty of USIU was you could major and minor.
Yes.
So if I did international relations major and minor in something like psychology, now because of the angle of mental health, but other universities, I don't think they offer the same kind of. So probably in my next degree, if hopefully, would be in special needs.
Yes.
That's Bachelor of Education in Special Needs and advocate for older special needs children.
Beautiful.
Because no one is talking about them.
Yes.
Wamekwa home. That's their whole life. And I can see from the way my brother gets agitated, he's tired of being in the house. So he needs activities. But where do we get these activities for him?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those are the things that I'm thinking of. You saw how hard it was convincing him kurudi kwa nyumba si kwa ubaya. Because he's tired of being in the house. Yeah.
Okay.
So him alone, imagine how many are feeling the same way. So a lady in Voi told me about her sister. Ako kwa wheelchair. Anakanga to home. If it to the whole day. There's nothing to do apart from listen to the radio. Yeah.
Okay, let's break that vision down a little bit, all right? The starting point. What would help offload, you know? What would make it easy for you? Where would we start?
Now, since the video aired, a lot of people have been so kind and so generous. So what I was able to do is find an older lady who, you've seen her here.
Yes.
She comes, anashinda, ata I can step for a moment nitoke kwa nyumba.
Yes.
Wamebond so much na mom, mpaka at some point niliona mama amekujia the plastic chairs. Niambie nimeenda kukaa jikoni na wadan tupige story. That day I just looked at her and I thought, I am very scared of being hopeful that this will last.
Yes.
But for this moment,
It's working.
because now we've been with my brother going for assessments, going for his evaluations and all these things. I was really scared of her kubaki home alone. But we managed to find her na anakuja na wanashinda and they're kama say they're in the bedroom together and they are bonding so well. And I've seen her also bond so well na Joe. So I'm hopeful that she will be with her because she's older. She's kind. Her vibe, you can just feel she's so nurturing. The energy is beautiful.
Good.
I even see with, me, I use my daughter to judge a lot. Her name symbolizes a lot. She's called Naimani. So she has this thing of just saying and just feeling. Ukiona ana shy off from someone, question.
Yes.
But this one just bonded. They've all just bonded in the last week and I'm like, I am living in a miracle or something. So with that taken care of, if I can find a way to go back to school, you see now I can concentrate and continue with my online writing peer. So that's where I am.
That's where you are right now. Good. We identifying pole sindio. So at least we understand there are also other caregivers out there who come mama wadan, right?
Yes,
who can come and just stay with mom and bro as you do ABCD. I want to get to that point where you say that cannot be me. What is that person doing again? She works with
the UN.
All right.
She is an advocate for education of girls in Africa.
Yes.
So right now she's doing her master's, her PhD in the US, but she still works for the UN and gives speeches, and they're called the UN development goals, something.
UNDC.
So they do. So one of them is education for girls across the world.
Okay.
So she's a huge advocate for that.
All right.
So my thing is to be an advocate for the special needs, older special needs kids. But
go on.
yes.
No, but let's go on.
but I'm afraid of thinking that is possible.
That is possible.
It's been 16 years since I dropped out of university.
It's all right.
That dream was sealed, and
you're never too old. You're never too old for what you love. You're never too old to fulfill your purpose, okay? So let me ask, this place you live, it's rental, right? Rental. Let's go back to, since you aired, a lot of people have come through. And guys, I'm going to play you a clip from one of the people in diaspora. His name is Sam. Financially, because this is what I'm thinking, and I'm happy to see a lot of people are thinking the same, right? If you could, because I know what scares you is stability, is having a home. Or do you want to say it maybe for yourself, you know? Okay. What would go on, so I don't say it for you?
First of all, when I aired on TikTok, I had an area here. Like areas, balance for the house, balance for school, medication was almost, I was in a horrible place. But one Kenyan celebrity came through. This house has been paid until April next year.
Wow. Until April next year. Beautiful.
Yes. So, and there's a lady from the UK who's covered medication as well. And the group that was organized, this is what happened. One evening, people were calling. People were calling so much to the point that simu inakuwa moto. I had to just put it up on the floor, put it on silent, and breathe.
Yes.
Now, it's not that I'm not appreciative. It's because imefika time for them to eat, to take their medication and sleep, and I'm on the phone. And I am so grateful because my number was everywhere, viral everywhere. So I put it down, nikasema, let me first attend to them, because ni usiku. They have to take, my brother gets anxious. If by 7, hajakula, hajakunywa, akunywe dawa zake, aende toilet, aende alale. 7, he starts getting agitated. So nikaona, let me put this phone on silent kwanza, put it hapa chini, it was overheating on the floor. Nikaenda nikamwatendia until he finished. Then when I came back, I said, I'll answer the call that I find going on. And it was his. He's called Sam. He called and told me, I'm Sam, I'm from the US, and I've seen your story, and I would love to help. This is my idea. I would love to form a group that can come to your aid. We bring in donations, and we come up with a plan how to help you long term. Okay. Now, being met by so many strangers at once was, I get very anxious. It's very scary. So me, I just listened to him, and I told him, can I call you back? Let me just think about it. I told him, no, you think about it, Nini, and then you'll tell me. Immediately he hung up. More phone calls kept coming, more phone calls kept coming. But I thought of it, and I said, you know what? If they want to put together a committee or something like that and organize the people around them, I'm not going to say no, because I need the help. But I was scared to even think that the idea of a home would be there, the idea of me going back to school would be there. But the first meeting we had, they told me, say what you want, yote. Now this is a person who's been very afraid of thinking of dreams and future and aspirations and all these things for a long time. So it took me a moment to gather the courage and say, I want to go back to school. I need help with taking care of my mom and my brother, and we need a home. We are renting right now. Hata kama imelipo for 1 year, then what happens hapo mbele? So they said, then this is the plan we're going to come up with, which is the plan that you saw today, of a home, of me going back to school. So whatever money comes in, then that's the plan. Yes. Yeah.
All right. So I think so far, how much has been contributed by that?
It is 1.6.
1.6 or 1 in 60,000?
1 in 60,000. So
1 in 60,000, right? Yeah. I also saw one of the people I respect so much posted about you. Do you want to talk about that?
Who? Oh, yes. God. When my video went viral, people started posting and tagging. You know, somebody reposts, it went into groups, it went into church forums and all these places. So one night, nikiwa nimekaa hapa, I saw him, somebody tagged me. He had posted me 3 times on his page. And then he called. I saw on Truecaller the name, but to be honest, I was very nervous about picking it up, so ilikatika. Then he WhatsApped me. Then we chat on WhatsApp kidogo, then he called and we talked. Then he put my number out there. Messages and donations came in, baka Safaricom wakaniblokia line. So many people donated. It was, and then for him, the group, they donate 50, 100, 200 EVO. So they were coming in. The following day, Safaricom blocked my number. But at least I explained and they unblocked and they suggested a pay bill.
Okay.
But his
people.
I am, okay, I'm going to say this. I might not be the type of people, maybe look like someone that people help. But I know I needed the help that day. And he listened to me. And he's always followed up.
Yes.
Checked in. Mko aje, mko salama. And I kept him updated. This is where we are so far, this is where so far, until it died out.
Yes.
And I am just
grateful
beyond words.
Yes.
Words.
What do you want
and
to
that
tell
is
him?
what we took and we added to the account
so
now for the budget for
the
plan.
So collectively from the guys in diaspora
and the guys in Kenya, we brought them
and
together.
Also the TikTok,
yes, because you don't want to take all this money and spend it and then be in a hole again. So I know I need a plan of the future.
Good.
And I'm getting people who want to walk the journey with me. Because when you've been isolated for so long, first of all, it's very hard to trust. Second of all, it's very hard to know
who is genuine.
All your dreams seem to be coming true at the same time. It overwhelms you in another way.
Yes.
Imagine everything you ever dreamt
was to come true right
Sahi.
It's confusing.
Kwanza, if you're an anxious person, it sends your mind into something else. Yeah.
It's confusing.
It's very confusing.
Yeah. So collectively from Sam, the guys in diaspora,
and from
Karago, you guys,
and from
the
TikTok
family,
because my number went everywhere.
Is everywhere.
Yes.
The total right now, as we do this interview, is
1.06. Nilibakishiwa 100 just for me and my home.
Okay.
Yes.
No, so the total is
1.16.
Okay. Yeah. So the total, the one that, so you have 100,000 and then there is 1.060 being saved.
Yes.
Where is that being saved?
It's in, we went to Family Bank in town. I opened an account. It has 3 signatories. I'm the main signatory. Signatory. Yes. So, and then the money is being channeled there for the plan.
Okay. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. At least there is a plan.
Yes. And then there's now the pay bill from Family Bank, and they opened a dollar account with me being the signator as well for those who want to send from diaspora for that. For the planning out the house, the school, my daughter's education, for the medication, for the caregiver, like that.
Now I'm gonna ask you: is education, a home, your daughter's education, all those things? Is that something you want?
Is it? I am very scared of saying yes. Because I have nightmares of it all going away tomorrow. I wake up, it was all a dream, it's all gone. But yes, that is what I want.
That's what
a home where hata nikitoka, I know my mom and my brother are safe. They have their place. That is such a huge security. Okay. It's something I would love. My mom anapenda kuku. Anataka tu mahali yake kuku. Put some chicken hapo nje kidogo, like a small kitchen garden. That's something I know she will enjoy.
She loves that.
Yes, she loves that.
I know there are people who might want to offer you even pieces of land in different places, maybe even in Kinangop, Nyeri, Nairobi, anywhere that someone would feel, let me do this. But, you know, we gotta put you in mind. What does an ideal home look like for you and your family? And where would be the best place for you to grow with your family?
Nakuru has always been our home. I'm very familiar with Nakuru, and mom's doctor is here in Nakuru. Joe is getting physiotherapy and everything that he needs from the general hospital, so it's here in Nakuru.
Okay.
So ideally, I would prefer it be in Nakuru, preferably karibu na town, because of emergencies. You know, for me, I don't think of aesthetics, I think of emergencies. Mtu akishikwa na attack usiku, because even my daughter sometimes get asthmatic kwanza kukishikwa na homa. Akishikwa na attack usiku, will you start running from interiors? Yes. So ideally somewhere that's not too far from town, but also I have to be consider the budget and consider a place that is not too expensive. But if a miracle ever happened, this would be the most ideal location
around here.
Yeah, around
How much
here.
is a plot here?
Oh, it's a lot. So almost 5 million.
5 million.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Because actually it's
very
by the
expensive.
road.
It's by the road. It's by the highway. Town is just here. The game park, the national game park is here. It's very popular. Sahizi. Once upon a time it was actually a bush, but right now it's very popular. So it's very expensive here.
Never fear. You never know. You never know, you know. So at least there is this option, and then there is an option of getting.
There is now outside here kidogo. There is a place called Pipeline. Another place called Barnabas, Greensteads, Mzee Wanyama. Like that. At least they're not too far, not too rural. Yeah.
Approximately how much is a plot there?
900,000, 1 million, like that.
So like if you have like a plot or two, that would make a good home for you. I want to challenge my people to help with this initiative, because I know they can. Because not only have they come through for so many other people, it's because I know deep down we have an amazing community here called LNN. These people are amazing, you know. I just want to not challenge them. I just want to ask you guys if you are in a position to come through. For me, if a home, education, stability would help offload something from you, I would rather spend I don't know how long campaigning until this comes to fruition, because I know we can, and we already have 1 million to start, you know. That's a very big, that's in itself. Sam and your team, Karago, you guys have done an amazing job, and I know we can get to build you a home. Like I'm feeling it in my spirit. I know that is doable. But could you talk to people before maybe we play a clip? I had an opportunity to talk to some in diaspora who is also helping with Viola Compassion initiative there, and the guys have done wonders. I want to play a clip. I had a conversation with him earlier, because if there's one thing I've always said, I want to make sure you guys never get scammed in any shape, form. Like, I know you give from your heart, so I make sure that it's my duty to protect that with everything. And he's an amazing gentleman. We had a beautiful conversation, and I want to play that clip for you. But before I do that, these people that are watching us right now, can you talk to them? Because I know it's going to happen. I feel it.
When it comes to my brother and my mother, they will be with me forever. As long as I'm alive, they're not going anywhere. They will be with me forever. And that is what weighs down on me. My daughter will grow up. Hopefully she has a good life of her own and thrives. I'm really praying for her like that. But with Mom and Joe, they are my responsibility for the rest of my life. Anyone who's been a caregiver knows it weighs down on you when you start thinking of that. It is so scary, because they need their food, they need their medication, they need a safe place to put their head every night, and it is up to you. If kumekosa food hivi kwa nyumba, it is me to be asked. If kumekosa dawa, it's me to be asked. And that has continuously been draining me for years. To be honest, if somebody had told me the realities of caregiving, I don't know, maybe I would have done it, but I think just diving into it is what has saved my mental health up to where I am right now. But I am overwhelmed. I am overwhelmed. I am tired. The times I don't even sleep okay. and I just need help. I need somebody to walk with me. I can't do it on my own anymore. As much as you want to be a strong person and forge on, mental health, handling 2 people with mental health challenges, I don't know even if the strongest person on earth can handle that. It drains you completely. And then thinking of, I am here for the rest of my life, it kills a part of you completely. So I just need somebody to help me walk this journey. Somebody to understand that I have tried since 2012. I have tried my best. Na nimeshindwa, nimekwama. And I need help. I truly do. Yeah, I need help.
Yeah.
And I admit that. I admit I'm feeling very vulnerable. I'm very weak at the moment. I'm very scared of where my head is at. So I need help. I don't want to do anything foolish like that. I would rather say niliomba usaidizi nikakosa, but nisiambiwe kwa nini ulinyamaza. Why didn't you say you need help? I need help. I can't carry this on my own anymore. I can't. I have tried. I'm trying to keep smiling, to keep moving, but I am so tired. I am so tired. I feel like I just go somewhere for a week and sleep continuously. Yeah.
Do you ever talk to anyone? A therapist?
Yeah, my friend. I have my friend, and then from last week I got a therapist.
How is that going?
So, a lot of digging, things that you would rather not remember, but I know it's for my own good. I need to start dealing with them. Like, she's the one who made me admit that my relatives failed my mom. Walimu abandoned. So there's no sugarcoating that. Yeah.
There's no sugarcoating.
There's no sugarcoating that.
You've done amazing. I want you to know that from one stranger to another, you've done amazing. You've done amazing. When they give the Nobels, when they celebrate humans out there, I hope one day such might happen to you so that you can see. And I know you look at people, they are working in the UN. Girl, you are working in the UN in your own way. It's just that it's not out there. But you're working, you're impacting, you're helping, you're actually doing it in your own way. And that God will remember. You get what I'm saying? That God will remember. I feel like we just need a whole, maybe concert for Viola. You know? But I'm happy you've stood even when you wanted to give up. And it's okay. Sometimes life, tuache kuchochana. You will not be happy every other day. Even me, sometimes I wake up feeling like, what the heck? You get it. But hope, as I was telling you, hope ni kitu ya maana. Knowing tomorrow might be better than today, iyo ni kitu ya maana. So go you know, I want you to pat yourself and say, Akiuni mimi, how many years you've been with them day in, day out?
12.
12 years. And you have actually kubali ukisaidiwa kubali, and you are deserving of it. I know we will build a home. I would rather knock on doors everywhere. I don't care if I have to go to Maridadi, I have to go to Optivent, to Kings, I have to go to Sijui Tap Tap, even to my sponsors on the shows. The ones that sponsor these shows, I will knock those doors. And I know people are watching, you know, but I know when it comes to donating, there's already a pay bill for the one that you control 100%.
Yeah.
Is that okay if we give that out?
Yes.
And we also give the ones some are using out, and people can donate to the ones they feel like this is where I want to donate to, you know, and I know we are going to get
a lot of people have been comfortable with, like I've always been explaining to Akina Sam, a lot of people prefer my number because it's out there,
Yes.
but I'm always accountable
Yes.
for this is what comes in. So if someone wants to use the pay bill that is there for the initiative, or use my number, or use another means, It's okay.
So the numbers that we have ni easy, the ones zenye ziko na kina Sam. There is also Cash App, guys. Also, you can use that. There is also your phone number
my phone
appearing
number. And
right
I pray,
here.
Safaricom, please don't block my number again.
They are listening. They will not.
Please don't block
Safaricom,
my
by the
number
way,
again.
you know, but
I understand the fraud thing, but
yes, it's okay. That's her number. People can use. And also on this side of the screen, that should now be, hapa kuna za kina Sam, kuna your number, and also there is the pay bill, the one that's fully under you, ya bradhako, iko hapo. All the names are on your screen, guys, and I hope we can be able to come through. It's gonna be amazing. Sawa sawa.
Like I'm dreaming.
Hey, let's do this, all right? Okay. Let's give you, Mom. I remember saying hi to your mom. She was like, I'm Sophia.
Yes,
you know,
she's educated.
She's beautiful.
You know, it's
meeting
like
your
the
bro.
disease. It just.
It's okay. It's all good. But I know I really want the best for you. And God's time is the best. So me, all I can do is to ask you guys who are watching, guy, let's do this. The joy that will come in seeing her have a home is everything. So even if we are to pull up a concert to raise those funds, we will. And we are gonna give you a home. If that's the last thing I ever do in this world, well and good. I know it's not okay. I'll put my own as Lynn, my own right there. But even if that's the last thing we ever do, then we're gonna do it. Is that all right?
I want to pinch myself and wake up.
Pinch yourself. And also to those other guys that have just been with you. There's some guys.
It's my best friend who's always here. She's somewhere huko ndani.
Nilimpako. Sasa Lynn, I'm like,
she loves you. Oh my God, anakupenda.
You know?
Namtumianga message kila wakati. Umeona Lynn amepost leo?
You know?
She loves you so much.
I appreciate that. If that's the last thing we do in this world, God's will, let it be done, you know? Let it be done, then you can rest a bit. I know God is not a God of sijui vitu ndogo. I know God will come to.
People have always said that.
Yes.
But I am living proof that miracles do happen. They might take time.
Yes.
Someone told me, Viola, maybe uli drop out from the school you didn't need then so that you can get the education you need. So that when you go back to school, you now have a purpose for what it is you're studying.
Good.
And I can see it, especially with the older special needs kids.
Yes.
Because the way I'm struggling with my brother, I know so many families are undergoing the same challenge. So we need to talk about older special needs persons.
Good.
Because they are older. My brother's 27.
Yes.
What happens to them? Perhaps when I am now okay and I'm calm, that is what I want to think about.
And I want to appreciate you and so many caregivers that are watching right now. I understand nobody talks about you guys a lot. Nobody even thinks you guys are going through it. But you are the heroes, the unspoken heroes that no one gets to hear about. So may God go before you.
Thank you.
May His will in your life be done. May you look back and know people cared. And may you speaking out be for nothing.
Yeah.
All right? May you speaking out be for nothing. Sawa sawa. I want to ask you a question. Something I haven't done in a minute. But if you had to talk to yourself right now, dear Viola, what would you say to you?
I'm sorry, I forgot about you. I am sorry, I forgot about you. Life became too much, and I forgot about you. And I am sorry you're so scared of thinking about yourself now, because it's been so long.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And I'm coming to find you.
Yeah.
Okay. And we are going to find her. Okay. You never have to go through life alone. Sawa sawa. Yeah. You never have to go through life alone.
Yeah.
Sawa. Yeah. I want to wind up. you know. But before I even give my parting shot or do my call, you know, to action, is there anything else you want to add before we go?
I'd love to meet Sauti Sol.
Oh!
I know it's a silly request, but they keep us going. The music is always playing in this house. So
they will meet you. Bien.
Even it's
Savara,
okay.
Polika, you know, Chimano. They I know they'll watch. Might not be now, but someday they will, and you will meet them, you know. Me, I'm glad I met you.
And thank you for the music.
You will meet them.
Yeah.
Sawa sawa. Yeah. I know that for sure. You will meet them. Maybe not now, but I know somehow they are good people.
And
somehow they will watch this. Yeah. And if, honestly, if it's according to God's will they meet you, they will meet you. Sawa. Yeah. Who else do you want to meet?
Gosh. I hadn't thought of that. That just popped into my head. I don't know, maybe just to pass on a message to the president. Please think of older special needs kids, adults. They're kids. They're a mixture. They're not really adults. Just that the ages are older. Think of them as well.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Shall we wind up? Yeah. Okay. So guys, before we hear what Sam has to say, because I feel like it's good we also hear why he felt him and his people, they need to be part of this initiative. We've done great things as Kenyans. When our politicians, you know, when it's time to vote, we show up early in the morning. When it's time to, I don't know, we just show up completely. And now we get an opportunity to show up for one of us, our own. Mwenye anapitia zile vitu zenye tunajua za kawaida, tumepitia one way or another. We get to show up for her. And I can't, like, I know, I don't know, something is in my mind, but I don't want to say it, but let me just put it out there. What would go wrong even if we just had a concert for her and we could all show up? Sijui grounds hata watu uombaje, but I know there are people in events. I know there are people in sound. I know there are DJs out there. We might not even get DJ Shinsky, but I know we have amazing DJs. We have great event planners. All we need is a platform, and so many of us can come together and we can be able to show this girl that tunaweza shikana juu yako. You know what I mean? And if that's not possible, there are details on your screen right now on how you can be able to donate. I loved doing this. Many times when we do rebuilding, it's because we've built, or at least to Kopahali, at least I see the guests sometimes I host, they've been through it and now they know how to tackle it. But now for her, we gotta help her build because she's in need right now. She's in need right now and we gotta help her build something. Even if it's just a home, her school, education, kila kitu. I hope you guys can honestly come through. And I want to say thank you to the family on social media for coming through, for tagging me. Hey, it's been a minute since we had an emotional one, but this one, ata God alikuwa amesema, you gotta go there and do it. And I hope we can come together as a nation and show this girl she's not alone. The brother, absolutely amazing. The mom, amazing. The vibe in this house alone, amazing. The plants outside, amazing. So can you imagine if we came together and just helped, you know, unburden part of what she's carrying in her back right now? We can do it, Team Ellen. In Kenya, we can do it. We've done so much, even for the people, common mwananchi, tumewafanyia, tusichoke. By the way, Erika wa Kenya tulale tukijua, mmoja wetu show up as Kenyans. So I'll work with my team, strategy, logistics, see what we can put together, and I know people will show up. And also other media personalities, people with platforms, feel free, by the way. I'll make sure this clip is copyright free, so you guys can just whatever parts you think you can distribute to your own platforms, just take and distribute them, you know, just take and distribute them. If you are a YouTuber and we have so many personality, like not influencers or people of impact with different pages and profiles, post this, you know. Karagu is doing it, he's done it for so many other people. We can do it. So take whatever part of this clip that you want. You can DM me maybe, and I'll just give you guys just do what you want to do with this clip, but let the goal be contributing towards making sure wako na hiyo stability. That's the best we can do right now. So once again, because I know when it comes to donations, these things can be serious. Sam's details and his initiative, the contact, how you can be able to donate is well on your screen. Her phone number is at the center of your screen, and also a pay bill that she has for the brother's medical. It's there with the what's the name of that?
Sophia Wakero's medical.
Yeah, Sophia Wakero Medical's fund. It's right there, and the details are there. So donate to any. Itakuwa accounted for, and I can't wait to see how this ends. Thank you for joining me on this building episode of LNS, and I know something beautiful is gonna come. And thank you. Me personally, I'll go to Maridadi Motors and see even if there's a way they can help towards getting her a car so that she can move around. Even if we are to purchase it, I know they would, but a cut of what atukatia kitu. I know Eric is really passionate matters CSR, so I'll personally approach him and I know he will do it. So thank you, Team Maridadi, for always bringing us to places to cover these stories. We appreciate you. Check out Waangalieni, guys, you can check them out. If you want to import a car, of course, if you want to go for driving school, invest in their circle, or take your car or carpet or duvet to be cleaned at Sparkling, and also other institutions that feel that they can come in. There's so much power in collaboration. The end goal is her and her family. So what can we do as a country for one of us? All right, now I'm about to go, but before I do, listen in. This is Sam. I had a conversation with him earlier. And also a huge thank you to the people also in diaspora for coming through, you know, every time just coming through and wanting to be active participants of the work that we bring in. And to you guys who are watching here at home, I appreciate you. We've built a beautiful community. Let's impact, you know, and let's participate actively on it. All right, bye-bye. Tuonaneni. Sawa sawa. Mimi nimetoka listening to Sam. And also on the comment section, your thought home. And this episode is proudly dedicated to all the caregivers we have in our nation. May God bless you. Okay, bye-bye. Hi, Sam.
Hi, Eileen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
So first, thank you so much for getting on call with me. Yeah, so as we had previously discussed, first to just commend you for having started this initiative. I wanted you to be in a position to tell our audience what exactly is the initiative, what are we looking at, and also how much have people put together so far, so that we can be able to get to know you better, know maybe the amount that has been raised, and what's the vision, what are we looking at?
Thank you very much. My name is Sam Tagichu, and I used to be in the bank, Barclays Bank, for over 20 years. And then I have been a businessman on Koinange Street for over 10 years, opposite Chester House. And then in 2019, I came to United States of America. I am here. I am a CNA, and I also have my own business for connecting caregivers to other family homes for jobs. And Viona's story touched me when she passionately said she has done this for a long time. and now it's taking toll of her emotions, and she didn't know what to do. She didn't know who to turn to. And when I looked at that story, I could see a young lady who has done all that nobody else could do. You know, caregiving is not easy. We are doing caregiving here in United States of America, and we know how difficult it can be. And especially when you're dealing with mental cases, autism, or any other kind of disability, it's not easy. We do it here all the time here in abroad in USA, and so we know, and it touched me, and that's why I put a WhatsApp group together and gotten some people whom I could trust and told them, look, there's this story. Can we help this girl? And there are quite a number of people who said, yes, we can do it as a community.
Good.
And so we looked for a name, and we are calling it Viola Compassion Initiative.
Yes, beautiful.
And we want all Kenyans, both in Kenya and in abroad, we come together and change this life.
I love that, Sam. I love that. But let me ask, maybe so that we can be able to understand, apart from seeing how overwhelming this was for Viola, what inspired you as Sam to step in?
Well, I am a very compassionate person, and I have been here in United States of America. I help sometimes when I have ability to help people who have who need food. Like during COVID, I really visited quite a number of people and gave them food, and I still do it. And also, I help quite a number of people find jobs or settle down when they don't know how to navigate their way here.
Okay.
I am a compassionate person, so I decided to help the girl.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. And I know you guys have made a couple of major moves. The contribution is underway. You have already established the channels in which people can easily contribute. Could you update us? Could you tell us what the progress is, and also the platforms where the people can be able to channel their support, and also if Viola is a signatory to any of these platforms?
Yes, thank you very much, Lynn, for this question. Actually, we brought Viola on board and asked her, what are your immediate needs? And her immediate need was a caretaker for her mother, or to help her at least so that she can breathe. And so we got a little money and well wishes, and they supported that. There were churches, there were, especially in Kenya, we really want to really appreciate them. And also the people in USA and all other parts of the world, they all came to help her. I cannot say the money is just from US, it is coming from Canada, from all other diaspora, places. What I can say is that Viola, when we formed the Viola Compassion Initiative, she is a signatory. We opened a bank account in Family Bank. We have a dollar account, and all the money we collect here in US, we are channeling it to that account, Viola Compassionate Initiative.
Beautiful.
Yes, so and she's a signatory, but we wanted to guide her because she's young. Maybe she has not handled this kind of money. So there is a committee on the ground that also liaises with the committee in diaspora. The reason is so that we have an accountability. So we are accountable to this money being collected. It's for public.
Okay.
And we have to really account for every single coin that is collected.
Okay. So
and we have to sit down, Viola, and tell her, okay, we know this is money. This money is yours, but we want to help you manage it so that we can achieve a certain goal. And the goal is to have a shelter for her and her family.
Okay, beautiful. Also, one of the key things you touched on was how important education right now is to her. You wanted to make sure that she also gets the, you know, the education she deserves. Could you walk me through that also?
We asked her, what would you love to do? What dreams did you have that you did not achieve?
Yes.
Yeah, I started college, but I did not finish, and I would like to go back to college.
Beautiful.
And we said, you got it. And so,
let's do it.
If we have well-wishers who want to help her with her education, just 2 years, then you are welcome to give your donation by paying for her college fees. It's 60,000, I think, per semester, if I'm not wrong. And for 2 years, and she's done. And the reason we said this is because once she has proper education, she can get a good job and she can be able to then support her family.
Beautiful. I love that. So I love what you guys have done. You've laid out the structure. We have ways of support. So from what I got, we already have a family bank account where people can send their money both in Kenya and outside Kenya. There is a Cash App also.
Yes.
And a PAYBIll.
Talk about Cash App.
Okay, so we also have a PAYBIll number.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. Then we have Cash App. And Zelle. So if you could walk me through Cash App and Zelle so that the people in diaspora can also easily channel their support through that.
We opened a Zelle account, or rather a Zelle account and a Cash App. The reason is because it's easy to send money by Zelle or Cash App. And we had to choose a very reliable and trusted person. His name is Dr. Engineer Alex Mainakimari. And he's making good progress. I mean, he's updating us on every bit of all the money is collected.
Beautiful. I think we have the plan well mapped out for everyone. And I can only pray we do our part, because I know God is definitely going to do the rest, you know?
Amen.
Yes, I know God is going to do the rest.
This family, they are going to have their shelter.
Beautiful.
With the Kenyans, oh my goodness, Kenyans, I know how good you can do things. And I believe we shall have shelter, she will have her education, her daughter will also have education. Their mother will have, and their brother will have. You know, by the way, Lynn, the brother has gone to school. Yeah. So, wow, it's so beautiful. I'm so enjoying this journey with the Fionas. And now that you have come on board, I believe we walk this journey together with them.
Let's do this. Please pass my regards to your team.
Yes.
I appreciate this, and I can only say mission, Viola, you know, compassion, sasa initiative, twende kazi. Twende kazi. Sawa sawa.
Thank you.
Okay, Sam, have a good one.
Yeah, have a good one. Blessings.
God bless, okay?
Amen.
Good.